700 known gang members in Topeka, and they are part of 9 active gangs. In October, police say gang members were involved in a shooting that killed 3 people on Mass Street in Lawrence.
And tonight, KSNT News reporter Gretchen Kanan introduces us to a former Topeka gang member who says he's sharing his past life in hopes of changing the future for others. Gretchen?
Jace Brooke, when Ramon Garcia was a teenager, he spent a lot of time here at the Kansas Juvenile Correctional Complex. Now he says he's turned his life around and has found the courage to share his story publicly for the first time.
It's a search for acceptance. It's trying to look for a happiness when there's no internal joy.
Ramon Garcia grew up in Topeka. He says he didn't have a lot of support at home when he was a kid, and because of that, he joined the MPG-13 gang at just 16 years old.
I wanted to be accepted, so I actually beat up a police officer at 16 years old, and I ended up going to KJCC for a couple of years. But even in there, I just ended up finding myself even more in gangs.
When he got out, he says things got worse. He says he continued to do drugs and had shootouts at Freedom Valley Park, what he refers to as his old stomping grounds. He was even on Northeast Kansas Most Wanted in 2015.
I was facing quite a bit of time, years in prison.
But things eventually turned around. Garcia went into rehab and a judge granted him a second chance.
Yes, Your Honor. And he said, no, you go ahead and take this extra chance and you run with it.
And that's exactly what he did. He started by asking for forgiveness and making a promise to his little girl to be there for her like he wasn't in the past. Garcia says he now devotes his life to spreading the word of God and reaching out to at-risk teens in the community.
I've watched gang members give their life to Christ, get transformed. Some of the most radical transformations of these men reaching out to people.
Garcia says he now lives in Texas but comes back to Topeka often. He's a member of True North Church here in town, and along with City Life Ministries, the Rescue Mission, and other local churches, they reach out to youth in our community to help them choose a different path. Reporting live in North Topeka, Gretchen Kanan, KSNT News.
Thank you, Gretchen. Incredible story about an incredible man.